Right now we have Modesto City Councilman John Gunderson. Welcome to the show. Talk about local businesses, and I mentioned about the water sale. You are on the Modesto City Council, and it seems like there might be some interesting happenings going on between the City Council and the Modesto Irrigation District, the water company here in our area. Where do you find yourself within that whole mix?
I find myself with the rest of council. We're not very happy with the proposal that San Francisco and MID have been working on, and we're pretty much all on the same page. I don't think that we'll go for, if they sign it, if they do their contract, that's between them. But as far as putting Modesto in second place, the second position, that's a non-starter for us, and we'd have to protect our Modesto's position, because with the 2005 contract, I believe it's called ARTA or something like that, we and the farmers are supposed to be in first position as far as the allotment goes. It's complicated.
Well, it is complicated in that, there's paper after paper after paper of contract, but bottom line is it sounds like Modesto is supposed to have first right of refusal, and they are supposed to come first with the water. And this new proposed contract with the City and County of San Francisco, or the SFPUC, sounds like they will become the first right of refusal, which is in violation of the first contract.
Yeah.
Does that pretty much sum it up?
Sum it up, that sure does. And council's united on this. We were looking out for Modesto, and some people were wondering about that. We came out with a letter, I don't know, a couple months ago, and stated that their proposal was not acceptable. And I'm not sure where MID stands right now. They may not have the votes anymore. I don't know. There's been a rumor, but time will tell. They keep postponing their final vote of acceptance.
Right. The final vote, I believe, was supposed to be on the 10th, and then it got postponed to the 24th, and now it's been postponed again.
Yeah. There was a discussion where Mayor Marsh and Greg Nyhoff, our manager, went to have a talk with MID, and I believe that Raleigh Stevens, our assistant attorney for city, was not welcome there, because he was the one that formulated the 2005 agreement, where he had something to do with the wording where Modesto's water rights were enshrined. And so that was kind of strange that, I'm sure he did it, but, let him, he's our representative. He's our lawyer, and he should be able to go to a meeting such as that. That's what I heard. But, I hear all kinds of things, and, who knows what, it comes from different sources. I heard there was, threat of recall for anyone that was for this, and that was kind of thrown my direction and indirectly, and anyone else.
Well, that wouldn't be the first time it came your direction.
Probably not.
You went under that fire early on in your councilman's career, I believe.
Yeah, that was exciting.
So I've heard rumors also about violation of the Brown Act. Have you? I see that you have concerns about your is it assistant city attorney who was not allowed at the meeting. What is your feeling about that?
I thought that was silly. He's ours. You have our mayor and our general manager there. Why can't our assistant city attorney be allowed?
Which is a good question. I wondered, because this happened while I was gone, but with the internet and telephone, it doesn't take long to hear what's going on. Why was it that Mayor Marsh and City Manager Greg Nyhoff why were they invited to the meeting, and not the rest of the council or your attorney?
I think they were trying to negotiate further, I suppose. I don't think anything came of it. Nothing happened as far as I know. Nothing changed. Alan Short still wants the contract, the new contract, and just see where it goes. But city council, you know, we don't really, you know, we want a more equitable arrangement, you know, something that we can live with.
Speaking of the Brown Act and meetings and arrangements and that sort of thing, if we could have just a government class here, Government 101 for a minute, a lot of people don't understand how the council works. The public goes to city council meetings, and I believe that you have them 3 times a month. Is that correct?
Yes, that's normal.
And you're up there at the dais, and we can come up and we can speak to you and voice our concerns and opinions.
Mm-hmm.
And you do conduct business. You have a consent calendar and you have an agenda. What happens in closed sessions? And what is the difference between that and what we see in the public?
Well, closed session, it's often basically has something to do with negotiations, often a purchase of property. We don't want to talk in public about ongoing negotiations. Labor negotiations, it wouldn't be helpful to make those things public. Litigations, often with sometimes with private parties, individuals, possibly, you know, with MID. And those are just things that nothing's really moving, happening, or if it is, it's just, you know, there's privacy issues. And if it comes to council and out in the open, then that means that, yeah, we can talk about it, public can know about it. There's nothing, you know, ultra sensitive. It's out there for the public to try to understand, or you know, we have an obligation to try to help the public understand. And we try to, I've seen some good work on part of council members trying to explain things in some fashion that so, you know, the layman can understand. And I think we do a pretty good job in that direction, I hope. I'm hoping. One
of the recent negotiations that caused, let's see, to quote John DeWarty, pitchforks. Torches and pitchforks, he said a long time ago. It stuck in my mind. For a lot of those people to figuratively show up with those things was the negotiation between FM Golf and the city of Modesto. I can always tell if it's going to be a good topic when you roll your eyes like that.
Oh.
So tell the viewers how that all ended up, because that has been going on. I believe in the beginning it was supposed to be a 4-month ordeal, as some would call it, and it has pretty much run its course, and it seems as though the city is now minus a lot of golfers. How did it all end up when the dust settled? Who is the victor?
I don't think anyone won. We have a new contract with FM Golf. I hadn't heard anything recent how it's going. I've heard a lot from the golfers, and their presence in council chambers was really quite refreshing. You know, to hear their points of view and the way they kept at it, and I thought that was wonderful. I'm sad for, you know, if they are going to other golf courses. That saddens me.
That kind of brings up what Stan was talking about,
yeah.
Buying locally. I mean, when we think of buying locally, sometimes we think of running our ATM card through the machine at a grocery store, but buying locally also has to do with supporting, like, our local parks, our local organizations. And this was a huge organization that now has gone out of the city and gone somewhere else. What does the city council, what do you see happening in the near future to make the golfers' environment a more business-friendly environment for them? Are you going to renegotiate the contract with FM Golf, or what's going to happen? Because I know I've got 600-700 golfers looking at me going, I want you to ask them this and ask them that, and what's really going to happen with us?
That's a good question.
So you're on the hot seat, Councilman Gunderson.
I'm not sure where it's going to go. If F&M can perform, and you know, I don't know that happiness of the golfers was in the contract. I don't think it was. It's more of a financial issue, you know, whether they can fulfill their obligations and to the city in the contract.
They meaning FM Golf?
Yes. And I haven't even met the lady. I don't know. I've heard about her, but I've heard, you know, opinions from golfers and this and that. And
I'm sure that the golfers in the studio audience right now would like to invite you out to visit the golf course.
yes.
And play around.
That was supposed to be part of my orientation. I was supposed to go to the golf courses,
Yes.
but I haven't gone there yet. And
Yes. I see the golfers raising their hand over there in the studio audience.
Yeah.
So, yes, maybe you could take a run out there to Dryden and
Sure.
see what's going on and
somebody
talk to the
wants
golfers.
to show me around, I'd be happy to.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I do. I get invitations to hear opinions and points of view. And
You know, I would pass on the invitation to the other council members because I believe on the 7th and 8th of this month, coming up very quickly, there is going to be a club championship. So I don't know if it costs the general public to attend that club championship, but you may want to contact some of the golfers. I know that you have some of their email addresses, and you can find them at Occupy Dryden Park on Facebook.
oh yeah,
So you get all the
I think
information.
I friended that group or
Yeah, I think so.
liked it or something.
Yeah. Yeah, so, well, you know, you said the happiness of the golfers may not have been in the contract, but keeping people happy is part of keeping
Oh, yeah.
business local.
Yeah.
And so sometimes the negotiations, I know I'm kind of beating a dead horse here, but sometimes the negotiations do need to take into account your buying public as well as the person who you're contracting for as well. So I guess bottom line is there any hope for the golfers' happiness? Their pursuit of happiness seems to be hitting a stone wall.
I don't know. I really don't know. City's in a tough position as it's losing money on golf, has been, and we're
Don't even go there,
yeah.
because we have paperwork that shows different.
That's what has been portrayed to me. You know,
Yes,
it's
and,
just like DoubleTree. You know, we're losing money there. That's the other side.
and you have to ask who is doing the portraying of that. And that's why this show is called On Watch, because you need to be very watchful of where you get that information. It's just like we hear rumors all the time. We have rumors about MID and why they did this and why they did that. I always like to go to the source, and that's why I'm asking you specifically. So it may be advantageous to find out where that information is coming from when you look and say, oh, well, we're losing money.
I heard about the refinance. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know about that. I hope it turns around. I hope it works. I guess they've raised their rates.
They have, and I know that some of the golfers, that's all it took, because I think it didn't have so much to do with raising the rates, but the surcharge associated with raising the rates. Because it was not just raising the annual pass cost, it was raising the annual pass cost plus an additional surcharge every time you play a round of golf.
People have their limits.
They
I
do.
know.
I mean, we all have a fixed income these days, it seems as though,
Yeah.
so it really doesn't matter.
It's really up to F&M to be clever and figure out how to bring them back. You know, city isn't running it. We just own it. And, you know, we're kind of up against it with DoubleTree and the Plaza as well.
Do I have a question from the audience? Would you like to join us? No? Okay.
I'd like to invite him to come to the golf course.
Okay.
Sure.
If for those of you who can't hear, there was an invitation off camera for Councilman Gunderson to join the men's club at Dryden Park to come
Say
down.
when.
So, but again, you're having the club championship on the 7th and 8th. Is there a cost to the public for
No.
that? No cost to the public. So come on out. And what time is that?
It's 8 o'clock in the morning.
Starts at 8. So come on out and just
I would like
not,
just to survey a bit and just
Yeah.
talk to people and find out, you know, what they like and what they don't like, and even, I don't know, maybe staff would be squeamish if I talked to F&M. I don't know, but I can do that. You know, see what their point of view is more. I haven't even met the lady, so I don't know.
well, I believe that her office is at Creekside. Is that correct? Yes. So you can maybe give her a call there.
Yeah.
But anyway, come out and enjoy that club championship, because I know that there will be quite a few people playing that, and those guys are ruthless. So I would suggest not playing golf on that day. Just come out and observe.
I'm not a golfer.
Okay. What else is going on with the city of Modesto? I noticed sometimes on your Facebook page you kind of advertise for like after school programs and events going on. I know you were involved a little bit with the graffiti art. I've been kind of out of touch for the last 2 or 3 weeks concerning Facebook, because even though I did have a telephone, I did not have reliable internet while I was gone, so I had to rely on phoning and texting and actually talking to a human being. So that was interesting.
Yeah, the Councilman can have projects, and I've picked up a few. The art isn't necessarily graffiti art, but mural art. And we want to see if we can get something going downtown where things are a little more colorful. I've been having dialogue with Commonwealth Modesto, a group of their people, and they want to focus on the 7 acres, and I think they're more interested in historical or personalities of Modesto that they'd like to have in their murals. I'm not so sure about the personalities, but the historical part, of course, I embrace that.
What's the 7 acres?
I'm not sure. I read it once and looked it over, but it's about bringing out aspects of Modesto to make them public, and what's good about Modesto, trying to make Modesto, improve it, make it better, make it move forward. A lot of it has to do with getting out of these doldrums we're in, and economic doldrums, and just a lot has to do with attracting business, good business.
Is Commonwealth Modesto an activist group?
I don't think they're activists. They're activists in the sense that they want Modesto to progress, and of course that interests me.
Well, are they like a Rotary Club or something?
I think they're informal. I don't know that they have any kind of a nonprofit status or anything. I believe they're informal. They do have a website. And a lot I don't know about, but a lot of them are young business people. They go to the younger side, I believe. Communications with them hasn't exactly been as lively as I would like, but hopefully that'll.
Just disconnect their internet. Make them call you.
Yeah, I would like to speak with them more, but I guess they're busy. The mural thing, I've been working with Downtown Improvement District, and what Nancy Young and I have been mostly focused on is the permissions with building owners. And I've written letters to building owners, and asked them, how do you feel about this? Can we, could you consider some mural art on your building? And really, permissions are very important. Because if it's done without permission, then you have potential problems, and it's kind of offensive, especially to somebody who owns the property. I understand that.
Are the wheels grinding slowly with that, or are you making progress?
It's kind of slow. I've had some responses, and actually somebody heard about what I was doing and actually reached out to me, a building owner, and it's a bit slow, but that's fine. I'm patient. Things will happen. I found a lot of things about projects are slow. It's hard to get people on board, hard to get people to really embrace an idea, especially if it's from someone else. I don't know if it's human nature or what, but we don't always just get on board with somebody else's idea. It just takes time, and you have to keep repeating it, I suppose, and hopefully things will start moving.
Sometimes people don't get involved until it actually affects them personally.
So there is some frustrations with Councilman's projects, but.
Are you going to are you going to hire local artists to do the murals, or is it going to be a freebie from anybody who wants to do it?
Well, I won't be hiring anyone.
I mean, the city.
The city will not be putting any money into this. This is separate, away from city. It's basically, it's an agreement between the artist and the building owner, and whoever might be sponsoring the artist or paying for the art, commissioning the art. There are people that want to raise money for these murals, especially the ones that concern historical aspects of Modesto and our valley, which is, it's worthwhile, I think. And a building owner might have a concept that they'd like to promote, or a tenant might have a concept that they might want to promote. There's a restaurant, Papacino's. They already have an artist lined up, willing to pay for the art. I think the only thing he wanted to do that might even, be like advertised, just put Papacino's somewhere in the mural, and the rest would be a scene of something that relates to possibly Papacino's theme. And I'm all for that. The only obstacle is, of course, is the building owner's permission, and we'll see what happens.
Well, I would just like to give an encouraging word to the artists out there that if you are going to do this, to not give away your talent for free, because we see in Modesto all the time musicians who play for free, and sometimes are actually well, for lack of a better term, the screws are put to them to perform for free. And I would like to see that stop, because if we don't start expecting to be paid for our services, then eventually everybody will be broke and, drawing on sidewalks with chalk.
Well, yeah.
So we need to really stick together, and if you're going to promote something, try to encourage people to get paid for that. Now, I know that you probably are not talking to the artists directly, but you do talk with the business owners. So as a favor, I'm asking you, when you talk to the Downtown Improvement District and to these business owners, encourage those owners to make a financial agreement with these artists as well, so the artists can be paid, because this is their job. It's not, it's like substitute teaching.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
You wouldn't want to do that for free?
No. I agree. An artist, I would encourage artists to step forward and have, join the dialogue. I hadn't seen much of that. I do know a few artists.
I'll talk to a few.
Yeah.
They'll be at your next city council.
Yeah, it'd be nice if they would join the conversation. And the fundraising aspect that Commonwealth's interested in doing is another part of it, and that's how you pay your artists.
Well, give them my name and phone number. I would be interested in talking to them.
Okay. Yeah.
We got to go. We only have about a minute left. So your contact information, I know you're on Facebook, but you also have 2 email addresses now because you're Modesto City Councilman.
Yes. J. Gunderson at modestogov.com. I don't know why it's .gov, but it's .com.
Okay. And also on Facebook.
Facebook is a really good way to get a hold of me. Yeah, that works.
Thank you very much.